The Chicago Bears stopped being a punchline. One season under head coach Ben Johnson, and the franchise won 11 games, captured the NFC North for the first time since 2018, and erased an 18-point hole against Green Bay to claim their first playoff win since 2010. The energy is real. The roster is young. And one defender clawed his way back from a torn Achilles in 7 months. A comeback so fast, it bends what the medical books say is possible. What he does next decides how high this defense climbs. Start with the quarterback. Caleb Williams rewrote the Bears' record book with 3,942 passing yards, the most any passer has thrown in a single season in franchise history, snapping a mark unbroken for 30 years. 27 touchdowns, 7 fourth-quarter comebacks counting the playoffs, the most ever by a passer under 25 years old. Around him sit weapons most teams beg for: Rome Odunze, Luther Burden III, and Colston Loveland. Give this offense 3 rising pass catchers climbing at once. Then the market cracked open. A 3-time Pro Bowl edge rusher, a name every NFC North fan knows by heart, suddenly hit free agency, and the one franchise he never suited up for needs exactly what he brings. The reason it changes everything waits for later. The defense is where the story turns. This unit led the league in takeaways, yet it generated only 35 sacks all year, one of the thinnest pass rushes in football. Montez Sweat carried it almost alone. There's unfinished business too. The team that ended the Bears season did it in overtime, a gut punch in the divisional round, and the road back runs straight through the same kind of fight. It all begins with the man under center. But before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button for more Bears and all the NFL content. Let's aim for 350 likes on this video. The quarterback question the Bears carried for 2 decades is finally closed. Caleb Williams entered his second season and looked like a transformed player under Ben Johnson, calm in the pocket, dangerous on the move, and ice cold when the building shook. 7 times he dragged the Bears back in the final minutes, including the night Chicago trailed Green Bay by 18 and stormed all the way back to win 31-27. No passer under 25 had ever stacked a season of comebacks like it. He finished with 27 touchdowns against 7 interceptions and a passer rating north of 90. The franchise finally owns its anchor. The supporting cast is why the ceiling keeps rising. Rome Odunze broke out in his second year before a foot fracture cost him the final 5 games, and he returned this spring moving like himself again. A rid Ben Johnson confirmed without hesitation. Luther Burden spent the offseason stealing the show, hauling in deep shots from Caleb Williams and drawing open praise from a head coach who hands it out sparingly. Colston Loveland turns the middle of the field into a matchup nightmare for any safety. 3 ascending weapons, every one of them 24 years old or younger, all tied to a quarterback entering his prime. Up front, the Bears protected their investment. A young offensive line led by tackle Darnell Wright, an all-pro honoree a season ago, kept Caleb Williams upright and carved lanes for a run game built to close out leads. The pieces fit. The scheme fits. The scoreboard proved it across 11 wins and a division crown. The offense is not the question heading into year 2 of this build. The defense is, and the noise around one position has grown impossible to ignore. Here sits the crack in the foundation. For all the takeaways and all the late game magic, the Bears struggled to reach the quarterback. Chicago finished the year with 35 sacks, among the fewest in the entire league, and ranked near the bottom in pass rush win rate. A defense built on chaos forced more giveaways than any team in football, yet it did the job without steady pressure off the edge. Picture the swing if this front got home even at a league average clip. The takeaways climb, the blowouts grow, the ceiling lifts. Montez Sweat delivered the bounce, back the Bears desperately needed, posting 10 sacks with 13 tackles for loss and a constant stream of pressures against a rotating supporting cast. The trouble lives in one word: opposite. Across from Sweat, the production cratered. Dayo Odeyingbo, signed last spring to a 3-year deal worth $48 million, managed a single sack across 8 games before his Achilles gave out in Week 9. Chicago poured premium money into the edge and got almost nothing in return on the other side of the line. Then came the decision nobody saw coming. With the draft and free agency wide open, Ben Johnson and general manager Ryan Poles stood padded edge rusher, betting on internal growth and sharper coaching from coordinator Dennis Allen over a splashy outside addition. It is the boldest gamble of their entire offseason, and the whole season hinges on whether the bet pays off. While the storm brewed inside the building, a second storm swirled outside it, one with nothing to do with football and everything to do with the future home of the franchise. Step away from the field for a moment, because the strangest Bears story of the offseason unfolds in courtrooms and council chambers, not on the gridiron. The franchise has chased a new stadium for 2 long years, and the search keeps twisting in fresh directions. Chicago pushed hard toward northwest Indiana, eyeing open land near Wolf Lake and Hammond, a site barely 20 miles from downtown. The mayor there welcomed them with open arms. Then the ground itself pushed back. Reporting out of Chicago uncovered a problem buried in the soil. The Hammond site holds restored wetlands and protected waterways, each one wrapped in layers of state and federal environmental rules, leaving far less buildable land than first believed. No permits have been filed with anyone yet. More water means more concrete poured to anchor a stadium, and more concrete means a steeper bill, even with Indiana dangling a richer financial package than Illinois has managed to put on the table. President Kevin Warren once promised a shovel in the ground, and the timeline keeps sliding toward 2027. Read between the lines, and a twist appears. The lack of urgency in Indiana hints at something longtime Bears watchers suspect. The team would rather stay in Illinois, and the dream of a sparkling lakefront stadium in the heart of Chicago refuses to die. After 2 years of noise, the franchise might land right where the whole chase began. Off-field stability shapes on field windows, and a team this young needs its foundation settled before the winning window swings wide open. Back on the grass, the surprises kept stacking up, and the names making noise at minicamp were not the ones anyone circled in April. Now resolve the mystery from the open. The defender who fought back from a torn Achilles in only 7 months is Dayo Odeyingbo, and at 6'6" and 285 pounds, his return to full team drills quickly turned heads across the building. Ben Johnson called it a bonus and a clear step in the right direction. Whether Odeyingbo rediscovers the burst he once flashed for an 8-sack season is the swing factor for this entire front. The talent has never been the issue. The health, for the first time in a year, finally is not. Behind him, the picture stays murky. Austin Booker flashed 4.5 sacks in his second season and carries genuine upside, yet remains unproven across a full 16-game grind. Shamar Turner, a second-year lineman sliding from tackle out to the edge, tore his ACL in Week 8 and has not practiced once this spring, with Ben Johnson offering only a wait and see on the timeline. Inside, Grady Jarrett and Jervon Dexter anchor the interior with real pop. The edge depth, though, stays thin, and one bad snap away from thin turning into bare. The back end, by contrast, got a serious infusion. Ryan Poles landed Oregon safety Dylan Thieneman in the first round, a ball-hawking rookie who slid further than anyone predicted and steps in beside free agent signing Kobe Bryant. Corner Jalen Johnson looked healthy and hungry at minicamp, picking off Caleb Williams twice in one practice after a season wrecked by core muscle surgery. Add rookie corner Malik Muhammad and burner rookie Xavier Thomas, and the young talent keeps stacking. The question is whether a defense this promising survives the division built to bury it. The NFC North hands out nothing for free. The Bears seized it for the first time since 2018, and they did it by beating Green Bay twice, once in the regular season and once in the wild card comeback at Soldier Field. The Packers still bring teeth on both sides of the ball. Detroit and Minnesota reload their rosters every single spring. This is the deepest division in football top to bottom, and staying on the throne demands far more than one breakthrough year. Here's where the Bears hold a true advantage. They own the youngest franchise quarterback in the division with the highest ceiling, and Caleb Williams sits on a rookie contract, freeing Ryan Poles to spend everywhere else on the roster. While rivals juggle aging passers and bloated cap sheets, Chicago builds around a 24-year-old ascending star with room to grow. The defense leading the league in takeaways forced more of them than any other North unit by a wide margin. The margins are real, and most of them tilt toward Chicago. One gap threatens all of it. Every contender in this division protects and pressures the quarterback at a level the Bears have not matched in years. Green Bay, Detroit, and Minnesota all rush the passer better than Chicago did a season ago. Win the trenches, and the Bears are the clear class of the North. Lose them, and the ceiling caps early in January, which is precisely why the front office keeps circling one position, and why the single most important move of this entire offseason might still be sitting out there, waiting. Now the reveal you have waited for since the open. The three-time Pro Bowl edge rusher who hit the market is Zadarius Smith, and on June 10th, the Eagles cut him loose from their retired list, swinging the door wide open for a return at 33 years old. He has suited up for the Packers, the Vikings, and the Lions, every NFC North team save one. The Chicago Bears would complete the set, 2 seasons removed from a 9-sack year. He would cost a sliver of the top names on the board, and the fit borders on too clean to ignore. Smith headlines a deep market the Bears refuse to rush into. Proven veterans like Joey Bosa, the owner of 77 career sacks and 5 Pro Bowl nods, sit waiting in free agency. The trade board glitters even brighter. Arizona pass rusher Josh Sweat asked out after a 12-sack season. The Giants keep fielding calls on Kayvon Thibodeau. And looming over the whole market, Raiders star Max Crosby, the biggest name available anywhere, a player Chicago has openly kept tabs on for months. Any one of these names transforms this defense overnight, so why the patience? The Bears believe the cleanest deals surface once camps open and prices fall. And a veteran off the retired list like Zadarius Smith would sign for pennies on the dollar. Ryan Poles has walked this path before, turning a midseason flyer into a key starter a year ago. The pieces sit right there in plain sight. One signing, one trade, one phone call, and the thinnest part of this roster flips into a strength. The pass rush is the final lock on the door, and the Bears hold every key. It all funnels toward one last question, the one deciding the season, which carries us right back to the wound. The team that ended the Bears season was the Los Angeles Rams, who won in overtime in the divisional round 20-17 in a game Chicago led and let slip away. This defeat is the bar now. A young team tasted the second round and walked off the field, knowing exactly how close it stood to more. The sting from that night is the fuel powering everything this roster does in 2026. So here is the bold prediction. With Caleb Williams ascending, a defense leading the league in takeaways, and even one modest edge addition, the Bears win 11 games again and repeat as NFC North champions. Now push it further. If Ryan Poles finally lands one real pass rusher, this team wins 12 games and reaches the NFC Championship for the first time since the 2010 season. Disagree all you want in the comments. This is the ceiling, and this roster is built to chase it down. The road there opens in late July when the pads snap on at Halas Hall, and every storyline traced here gets its honest answer. Will the edge finally get fixed? Will Shamar Turner and Dayo Odeyingbo hold up across a full year? Will the stadium saga break one direction at last? Drop your boldest Bears prediction below and tell us which move you want made first. Then subscribe so you never miss the breakdown the second a signing drops. Training camp is closing in fast, and the next chapter of this rebuild writes itself in real time, week by week.